People don't always hate you because you did something wrong. Sometimes they hate you because you remind them of something they're avoiding in themselves. If you've ever felt misunderstood or quietly disliked, stay with me. Here's what's really happening in their brain. Maybe you've noticed it in small ways. A shift in tone, short replies, energy that feels off. You walk into a room and something changes. You speak and the mood tightens. You succeed and the smiles feel forced. You didn't insult anyone. You didn't brag. You didn't do anything obvious. Yet somehow, you're treated like a threat. You might ask yourself, did I do something wrong? Why does this person dislike me? Why does my presence make people uncomfortable? Sometimes it happens at work. Sometimes in friend groups. Sometimes even in your family. And the most confusing part is this: you're not trying to stand out. You're just being yourself. But for some people, that's enough. Hatred isn't always about what you do. Often, it's about what you represent. The human mind constantly compares itself to others, not consciously, emotionally. When someone sees you, their brain asks, where do I stand compared to this person? If that comparison triggers insecurity, shame, or fear, the mind looks for relief, and the fastest relief is blame. So instead of thinking, maybe I'm not living up to my potential, they think, you're annoying. You think you're better. You're fake. You don't belong. That's projection. It's the mind exporting inner discomfort outward. People rarely hate you for who you are. They hate you for what your existence reflects back at them. People may hate you because you once set boundaries they can't cross anymore. If you stop people pleasing, some people feel like they've lost access to you. They don't experience it as you're healthier now. They experience it as you changed. Psychology. Boundaries activate entitlement withdrawal. People who benefited from your softness will call your growth attitude. What they're really saying, I miss the version of you I could control to stay calm when they're used to chaos. Some people don't know how to connect without drama. So when you respond with calm, they feel rejected. Psychology. Calm triggers emotional unfamiliarity. Your stability makes them feel exposed because they rely on chaos to feel alive. To them, your peace feels like, you think you're better than me. But it's not superiority. It's regulation. Three make progress while they feel stuck. Even if you never brag, your progress becomes a mirror. Psychology. Your growth triggers upward comparison. If they can't match it, their brain reduces the pain by reducing you. So they label you lucky, fake, full of yourself. Because if your success is undeserved, they don't have to face their own avoidance. For speak directly and they live in hints. Some people survive through indirect communication. They don't say what they mean. They imply it. So your clarity feels aggressive to them. Psychology. Directness triggers threat perception in people who fear conflict. They hear honesty as confrontation. You're not rude. You're clear. But clarity scares people who use confusion to stay safe. 5. Don't chase their validation. When you don't seek approval, people who thrive on being needed feel useless. Psychology. This triggers status threat. If they can't influence you emotionally, they feel powerless. So they try to provoke you. And if you don't react, the dislike grows. Because your independence says, I can live without your opinion. That's scary to controlling personalities. 6. Expose patterns without trying. Sometimes you don't even call them out, you just live differently. You don't gossip. You don't compete. You don't play petty games. Psychology. Your behavior triggers moral contrast. When you refuse to join, they feel judged, even if you never judge them. So they resent you for the silent standard you represent. 7. Have a strong identity. If you know what you like, what you won't tolerate, what you stand for, people who are still finding themselves may feel irritated around you. Psychology. Strong identity triggers identity instability in others. Your certainty makes their uncertainty louder. So they try to humble you. Not because you're arrogant, but because they want your confidence to come down to their level. 8. Stop tolerating disrespect. The moment you stop laughing at disrespect, tolerating sarcasm, or accepting breadcrumbs, some people will react like you're the problem. Psychology. This triggers accountability threat. People hate being forced to face their behavior. So instead of changing, they rewrite the story. You're too sensitive. You're difficult. You think you're perfect. That's self-defense. The big truth. People don't hate you for being confident. They hate you for making them feel what they don't want to feel. And instead of facing that feeling, they assign it to you. People might hate you not because you're wrong, but because you're real in a world that rewards pretense. So the real question isn't, why do they dislike me? It's who am I becoming that makes this uncomfortable for them. If this spoke to something personal, subscribe to True Self-Psychology. We explore the thoughts and patterns people rarely talk about so you can understand yourself more deeply. You're not too much. You're just becoming visible.